have been talking about habitats, and we've done the ocean habitat, and we've done the desert habitat, and we did the forest habitat. We're going to talk about the Arctic a little bit today, and actually this book, it's the polar regions, and it's another book by Catherine Sill, who we've already been reading, and it's on Epic, which is a really, really neat site. So we are going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to do like I've been doing and just read off the screen. It's just a little easier. So here we go. Alright, it says this guide teaches children what the polar regions are and shows how various species of animals, or how various species of plants and animals live. So here we go. Polar regions are the cold, windy places around the world's north and south poles. The penguins. The area at the North Pole is the Arctic. It is made up of frozen ocean with land all around. The narwhals. The area at the South Pole is called the Antarctic. It is made up of a huge area of frozen land with ocean all around. Some parts of polar regions are covered with ice all year long. During winter, the sun never rises and the days are long and cold. In summer, the sun shines all day and night, and the days are a little warmer. The ice melts in some places during the long, sunny days. Plants are able to live in these warmer parts of polar regions. The plants in polar regions grow close to the ground where they are protected from the cold wind. Animals live in different parts of polar regions. They have special ways to survive the cold temperatures. Most polar animals live in the ocean where it's warmer. And many have a thick layer of fat called blubber. Some fish in polar regions have a special kind of blood that keeps them from freezing. Animals that live on land have thick fur or warm feathers to protect them from the cold. Some live in dens or tunnels under the snow. Others move to warm places during the winter. Polar regions are important places that need to be protected. The polar bears? Alright, so let's talk about the pictures a little bit. On the very first picture, it says polar regions, the Arctic and the Antarctic, are located at the top and bottom of the world. Though alike in many ways, the two regions have many differences, including the types of animals living in each. Penguins live only in the southern hemisphere. The Adelie penguins are common along the Antarctic coast. In the second picture with the narwhals, says most of the Arctic is covered with floating sea ice. At the North Pole, the ocean stays frozen all the time. The continents of North America, Europe, and Asia surround the Arctic. Narwhals are able to swim and hunt under the packed ice, coming up to cracks and holes to breathe. The males have a tooth growing through their skin that forms a long tusk. Narwhals live year-round in the Arctic. On the third one with the seals, it says the Antarctic polar region is located on the continent called Antarctica. Some areas in Antarctica get so little snow they are considered deserts. Storms with powerful winds are common in the polar region. Weddell seals spend much of their time below the Antarctic pack ice. They use their strong teeth to keep their breathing holes in the ice from freezing over. Weddell seals raise their babies further south than any other mammal. Plate 4. Both poles are covered with ice caps that are always frozen. Ocean temperatures in polar regions are warmer than land. Because so much of the Antarctic is land, it is colder than the Arctic. The sea ice in the Arctic can be 7 to 10 feet thick in the winter. In the Antarctic, the ice is over 15,000 feet thick in some places. There are mountains, valleys, and lakes under the Antarctic ice. On plate 5, it says polar regions are the coldest places on Earth. Weather conditions are so harsh that very few people live there. The lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth's surface, which is negative 129.5 degrees Fahrenheit or 89.2 degrees negative Celsius, was in Antarctica. Sometimes the Antarctic winter skies are lit up by the aurora australis, the southern lights. Male emperor penguins spend long, cold winters on the Antarctic ice taking care of their eggs and chicks. During this time, the mothers are at sea hunting for food. On plate 6. When it is summer at one pole, the other pole is having winter. In summer, the pole is closer to the sun, and in winter, it is further away from the sun. In polar regions, even the summer temperatures are cool. They never average over 50 degrees Fahrenheit in midsummer. Orcas live in the oceans at both polar regions. Even though they are sometimes called killer whales, orcas are dolphins. They are the largest member of the dolphin family. Plate 7. Snow and ice disappear from the Arctic tundra in summer, and a variety of plants grow there. During this season, many animals are able to find food and a safe place to raise their young. Musk oxen are plant eaters that live on the tundra all year. In winter, they dig through the snow with their sharp hooves to find mosses, roots, and lichens to eat. Meat eaters like Arctic wolves hunt musk oxen and other animals. Plate 8. Most of Antarctica is under ice all of the time. No trees or shrubs grow there. Antarctic hairgrass and Antarctic pearlwort are the only two flowering plants that are able to live in Antarctica. Antarctic hairgrass is found on the Antarctic Peninsula, where temperatures are warmer and some of the ice melts in the summer. It grows near the coast, where it is sometimes trampled and destroyed by Antarctic fur seals. Plate 9. The Arctic tundra is covered with permafrost. Only the top layer of soil thaws each summer. Because the ground underneath stays frozen, big plants with large root systems are not able to grow. The plants often grow in clumps, and this helps them to stay warm. Some of them are covered with fuzzy hairs that protect them from the cold. American golden plovers build nests and raise their young in the North American Arctic tundra. On plate 10, snow petrels nest on inland cliffs in Antarctica. Walruses often rest on ice floes in the Arctic. Chain-strap penguins also raise their babies on rocky coasts in the Antarctic region. Each summer, caribou migrate to the Arctic tundra, where they eat the grasses and other plants that grow out there. On plate 11, because food is so hard to find, not many land animals spend winters in the polar regions. Arctic ground squirrels hibernate for about 7 months each year. They spend the warmer months eating and getting fat enough to survive the long hibernation. Their food includes plant parts such as blades of grass, stems, leaves, berries, and seeds. And they also eat mushrooms, insects, birds' eggs, and carrion. Arctic ground squirrels live in the Arctic tundra in North America and eastern Russia. On plate 12. Even though water in polar oceans is very cold, it is warmer than the land. Polar oceans swarm with tiny plants and animals that are food for larger animals. The ocean floor around Antarctica is home to many creatures, including sea anemones, sea stars, and sea spiders. On plate 13, a thick layer of blubber is located just under the skin of most ocean mammals. It acts like a heavy coat to keep the animals warm in cold water. Southern elephant seals are the largest seals. They get their name from their trunk-like noses. They have their babies on land, but spend the winters in the cold ocean near the Antarctic pack ice. Plate 14. The ocean temperatures get down to 28 degrees Fahrenheit in places around Antarctica. This is cold enough to freeze the blood of most fish. Many Antarctic fish, including ice fish, produce a kind of antifreeze that keeps them from freezing in icy water. Because ice fish have no red blood cells, their blood is nearly clear. Blackfin ice fish hunt for small fish and krill on the ocean bottom in the Antarctic. Plate 15. The fur or feathers of some animals that live in polar regions year-round turn white in winter. When the snow cover melts in summer, their fur and feathers are dark. This provides camouflage for the animals during both seasons. Arctic foxes have one of the warmest coats of any mammal. Special feathers on the legs and feet of rock patrons help them stay warm. Arctic foxes and rock patrons live in the Arctic. On plate 16. Like a warm blanket, snow helps protect animals from strong winds and cold temperatures. In winter, northern collared lemmings grow large claws on their front feet that help them dig tunnels. They stay active all winter, eating bark, buds, and twigs found under the snow. Northern collared lemmings live in the Arctic tundra in North America and Greenland. Plate 17. As the weather gets colder, it gets harder for some polar animals to find food. Arctic terns raise their young in the Arctic during the summer, and when they can find plenty of food, such as fish, crustaceans, and insects. When winter comes to the Arctic, it is summer in the Antarctic. The terns travel south to spend the rest of the year there. Arctic terns have one of the longest migrations of any animal. And plate 18. Polar regions are threatened by overfishing, whaling, pollution, tourism, and climate change. Even small changes in the environment can make survival much harder for polar animals and plants. Polar bears are the largest predator in the Arctic. They spend most of their time on the sea ice hunting for seals. Melting of the ice pack due to warmer temperatures is causing concern for the future of polar bears. Alright, and there's some of the words that we used in the book in case we didn't know what they meant. And that is the end of the book, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot. And there are some more stories from Catherine Sill that we will get to shortly. So thanks. Have a good day.